Going to war, waltzes, suspense. Some of the best video game music has been written in really weird time signatures like 5/4 and 6/8 and 7/8, hell even 13/16. Today I'm going to show you how to write in compound and odd meters so that way your music doesn't have to sound like what 99% of other music sounds like, especially when most people can only write the 3/4/4/4, which is fine unless you're trying to get paid for your work, in which good luck sounding like everyone else. Fortunately, this is really easy. Like seriously, if you can count to 3,
I could do that.
I'll be able to teach you how to do this by the end of the video. But first, you need to understand what simple meters are and accents are. So if you don't know those terms, go ahead and watch this video first. Now, I'm so confident that this will work that I brought a D20. At the end of this video, I'm going to take a melody that I wrote in 4/4 and I'm gonna roll this dice. And whatever it comes up with, I'm gonna rewrite that melody in that time signature. So it could be 17/8, 19/16, 13/8, whatever. And I guarantee by the end of this video, you'll be able to do the same thing too. So let's get started. By the way, this is part of a bigger free music theory course that will get you from zero music experience to being able to compose a full orchestral score. There's free course materials in the description below. Go ahead and click that link if you haven't. It'll give you access to a folder with a lot of notes and stuff like that. All right, let's start. So in the last lesson, we talked about simple meter. And simple meter was... That's right, anything where the beats can be divisible by 2 within the bar. In the case of 4/4, which is simple meter, we have 4 quarter notes, which all of them can be broken up into 2 eighth notes each. And in 3/4, we have 3 quarter notes that can also be broken up into 2 eighth notes each. That's simple meter. Compound meter is kind of like simple meter, except the only difference is they're divisible by 3. I'm gonna move over here so you can see this easier. In the case of 4/4, it's not compound meter because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but then we're left with a group of 2. 3/4, it can be simple or compound, because check this out. 3/4 can be divisible by 2 groups of 3. So 3/4 is simple meter. When we accent every other note, sounds like this. But 3/4 is compound meter, sounds like this. So let's check out some other compound meters. First, we have 6/8, which guess what? Is pretty much the same thing as 3/4. And this answers a very interesting question that people may have when it comes to time signatures. Why is something 3/4 when it could be written as 6/8 and vice versa? Well, generally, when we group the eighth notes into 2 groups of 3, it's 6/8. When we group it into 2, it's 3/4.
Do you understand?
All right, let's try 9/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. That's compound meter. Pretty simple. But what about odd meter? Odd meter, things like 5/4, 13/16, 17/8. How do you write in those? Well, fortunately, it's actually pretty easy because all odd meter is a meter that can't be broken down into just groups of 2 or just groups of 3, which infers that it has to be a mix. And when we think of odd meter as a mix of simple and compound meters, it becomes a whole lot easier to write in. And just like how we thought of 4/4 as 4 groups of 2 and 6/8 as 2 groups of 3 eighth notes, we think of compound meter as a certain amount of 3s and a certain amount of 2s. So let's try something crazy like 5/4. Well, 5/4 I can break up into a simple and a compound meter. So I could break it up into 2/4 and 3/4 or 3/4 and 2/4. So what does that sound like? Well, by using accents in this top one, I can do a group of 2, ba, ba, followed by a group of 3, ba, ba, ba. And here's what it sounds like. Likewise, I can do a group of 3 or a group of 2. Fun fact, the Mission Impossible theme song is written in 5/4. Dun, 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 dun. Here's what they do. Moving over to this side again. If you remember, a dotted note adds half the value to that note. So if we dot 2 quarter notes, it gives us the value of 3 quarter notes, like above. And so it sounds like dot, 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 dot. Mission Impossible. Cool. So what about a crazy time signature like 13/16? Let's go to Reaper and check out to see if we can make it groove. So here I am in Reaper. I have this set to 13/16 and it's going to sound like chaos. You don't really hear any groove. But remember, all odd meters is just a mix of groups of 2 and groups of 3. So if I say, all right, A is strong, B is weak, let's do a group of 3, a group of 2, a group of 3, a group of 2, and a group of 3. Now this is going to start to sound kind of groovy. Check it out. All right, back in the da 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 da. It kind of has this really cool sound to it. Which, by the way, I pulled up an old song that I wrote, and check it out. A big chunk of it is written in 13/16. Let's give it a listen. Okay, as promised, I'm going to take this 20-sided dice and I'm going to roll it. And whatever the number that shows up is, I'm going to make that the top number of my time signature. And I'm going to take this melody that I wrote, which is in 4/4, and make it fit inside this new time signature. So here's that original melody. All right, and now let's roll. 17, perfect. So let's write something in 17/16. So first, I'm going to change my time signature to 17/16. Now, I'm going to set this metronome pattern. I'm going to do 2 groups of 2, 2 groups of 3, a group of 2, 2 groups of 2, and a group of 3. Cool, let's write this. So I'm gonna keep my old one over there so we can look to it. So we have a group of 2. All right. Let's repeat this. Cool, and now I'm gonna use accents to bring this out. So we got this. All right, let's see how this sounds. Before, after. Yeah, it kind of grooves. Let's put the metronome back on. Turn it down some. Right? It doesn't have to be that hard. That was 17/16. That's a really weird time signature to write in. Now it's time for your homework. I want you to pick 3 of your favorite melodies. I want you to write a version in 4/4, so simple time, a version in 3/4, also simple time, a version in 6/8, compound time, a version in 9/8, also compound, and then I want you to write a version in 2 odd meters of your choice. That could be like 5/4 or 17/16. Heck, you can even do the dice trick. And that's it. Awesome. Give that a shot. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in the next lesson. And if you found this video informative, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I want this to go out to as many people as I possibly can. Again, I'm keeping this music theory course for free, and so I want as many people as possible to be able to write music, because everybody deserves to write music. And so by you liking and sharing, it goes out to more people. I really appreciate it. Take care.